Brought to you by the Dark Lord himself, Queasy Ali. The Vegas Freedom Plan, my ultimate hybrid and multi-home strategy. Alright, so here's what I've been thinking. What if I took everything I've learned renting rooms all these years and leveled it up in Vegas? The way I see it, there are two ways to do it, and I keep going back and forth between them. One is what I call the ultimate hybrid strategy, the same one wealthy investors use. Basically, I'd keep the dream house and build a passive income engine around it. The idea is to use leverage, bank money, on 3 rental properties but buy my own $1.5 million residence in cash or near cash. That way I live stress-free, no mortgage on my home, the rentals pay their own loans and then some, and I still keep liquidity for safety. The other option? Go full investor mode and buy 4 $400,000 homes all cash, live in one, rent the rest out, and just sit back while the rents cover everything. I keep asking myself, which move builds more freedom? Which one's smarter long-term? Core structure, example with $2 million total. If I went with the hybrid route, I'd spend about $1.5 million on my dream house, pay all cash or maybe take a tiny loan just to keep flexibility. Then I'd drop around $360,000, 30% down, on 3 separate $400,000 rentals. I'd set aside another $90,000 for closings, light rehab, and a 6-month reserve, plus $50,000 as a personal cushion. That would fully deploy the $2 million. But if I decided to go all in on rentals, I could take that same $2 million and buy 4 houses at roughly $400,000 each, $1.6 million total, no mortgages, no interest. Then I'd use about $200,000 for setup, furniture, appliances, and legal costs, another $100,000 as a buffer, and keep $100,000 invested in treasuries or index funds as backup yield. I'd live in one house, rent out the rooms there, and lease the other 3 entirely. Part of me loves the idea of that big luxury home with no payment. But part of me sees the math in spreading it across multiple doors, the rental's cash flow. Here's how it breaks down. Each $400,000 rental, if I finance 70% at about 7% interest, would cost me roughly $1,865 a month for principal and interest. Add maybe $250 for tax and insurance, and I'm at $2,100 total. If I can rent them for $2,400 each, that's $300 profit per property. 3 of those gives me $900 a month, or about $10,800 a year in pure cash flow. On top of that, those loans would be paying themselves down, over $24,000 a year in principal, and if Vegas appreciates even 3% a year, that's another $36,000 in equity growth across all 3. So even though I'm only pocketing about 10 grand cash, my net worth jumps $45,000 to $50,000 a year, easy. But then there's the other side of my brain saying, hey, what if you just buy them all cash? In that case, 3 of them rented at about $2,200 each would bring in around $79,000 gross a year. After property management, maintenance, and taxes, I'd clear roughly $60,000 to $65,000. And if I rent 2 or 3 rooms in my own house for $1,000 to $1,200 apiece, that's another $30,000 to $40,000 net after utilities. That's $90,000 to $105,000 a year total, without even counting appreciation or write-offs. Not bad, right? My $1.5 million home's income. If I stick with the hybrid, my $1.5 million house isn't just luxury, it's a business too. I've been renting rooms for over a decade, so I know the game. I could rent 3 premium rooms at about $1,200 each, $3,600 a month, around $43,000 a year gross. After utilities and upkeep, I'd net maybe $35,000. Combine that with the $10,000 cash flow from the rentals, and I'm clearing $45,000 a year while living in a paid-off mansion. Safety and upside. Here's where it really starts to look good. If I only owe about $840,000 total across those 3 rental mortgages, that's super manageable. The rents easily cover payments with 15% to spare. Between cash flow, principal pay down, and appreciation, I'd grow my net worth about $130,000 a year before tax, and that's while living mortgage-free. If I went all cash on the homes instead, appreciation alone could be $48,000 a year even at a conservative 3%. And the beauty is I could always sell one later, take the $500,000 capital gains exemption on my primary, or refinance 1 or 2 if I want to pull equity for something else. So it's not just about income, it's about flexibility, taxes and logistics. Nevada doesn't have a state income tax. Depreciation on the rentals, about $14,000 per house per year, wipes out most of the taxable income. I'd put each property in its own limited liability company for protection, maybe use a series LLC since it's Nevada, hire a single handyman and cleaner for all of them, and let a property manager handle the day-to-day for 8 to 10%. The 27.5-year depreciation schedule takes care of the rest. So from a tax angle, it's solid either way. Why both plans win? If I buy all 4 homes cash, I've got zero debt, totally safe, but less leverage and slower growth. If I do the $1.5 million home plus 3 financed rentals, I get luxury, appreciation, and income all working together, just a bit more complexity. And if I only buy the one luxury home, sure, it's simple, but there's no cash flow and all my eggs are in one basket. Honestly, it's a balance between emotion and math, glamour versus growth. What I'd need to do next? Either way, the steps stay the same. I'd target zip codes like 89131 up in Northwest Vegas, 89148 down in South Summerlin South, 89052 in Henderson, and 89178 out near Mountain's Edge. I'd run rent to price ratios looking for 0.6% or better, like $2,400 rent on a $400,000 home. I'd double check every homeowners association to make sure rentals are allowed and that lease terms can be 30 days or shorter. Then I'd build a team, realtor, property manager, handyman, and certified public accountant. Once I close on my residence, I'll file for the Nevada homestead exemption. Bottom line, here's where I'm at. If I buy 4 $400,000 homes outright, I'm making around $100,000 a year in passive income, living for free, and staying completely debt-free. If I go hybrid, the $1.5 million house plus 3 financed rentals, I'm living in a dream home, pulling $45,000 a year from room and rental income, growing my net worth 6 figures a year, and still not paying a dime for housing. Either path gets me there. The question is just which one fits me better, the steady investor stacking cash flow, or the Vegas boss living in luxury while the rentals build wealth in the background. That's true financial freedom, Vegas edition. I just have to decide which version I'm gonna live. Queasy Ali, the man, the myth, the legend. The icon aka the Dark Lord. Hashtag Revolution 2025 Hashtag Chaos Rising 2025 Hashtag Rebellion 2025 Hashtag Financial Freedom Hashtag Vegas Lifestyle Hashtag Build Your Future